Welcome to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show, where you get advice you can trust. From home selling tips to investing, this is the talk show that will help you make the most money when selling your most valuable asset and save the most money when buying. Now here are your hosts, Dave McKay, along with Wally Kerr, broker and founder of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty in Oklahoma City.
Well, good morning, Wally and Cindy. Cindy, great to see you here once again this morning. How are you guys doing on this? I was going to say, it's not really early because it's 11 a.m. It was nice to kind of sleep in a little bit this morning.
Absolutely.
Yeah, excited for our later time. It'll be easier for our listeners. We were able to convince the network here at Tyler Media to move the show to 11 a.m.
Yes.
So we're real excited about that, and it's going to be a beautiful weekend. We're here to talk some real estate.
Absolutely. Now, today, what's our topic?
Here's on the agenda. First of all, our show is sponsored by Best Protect Roofing and Construction, and also by Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage, two of our really strong partners, Dave. Got a funny story to share this week. We'll start the show off with that here in just a moment. Cindy and I are going to do our house talk section today. Is the housing market overvalued and what buyers need to know? Cindy's going to talk a little bit about trends in homes, things that lend to either design or to technology. I think Cindy will have a lot of fun with that. Getting a cash offer. Dave, it's easier than ever before, and there are choices that consumers have. You hear a lot of those things on the radio today. Investors offering a cash offer, will buy your home, no closing costs, no inspections.
Yes.
Is there a cost to doing that? So we'll discuss that today, and your choices for getting top dollar.
Okay.
We'll do part 3 of my weekly wisdom series, what not to say when selling your home.
Yes.
And then finally, we'll wrap up today with why buyers have a surprising edge in the current market.
We'll be back in just a minute.
To schedule an appointment with Wally Kerr to help you or a family member buy or sell a home, call or text at 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Wally will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show right here on KOKC.
The market is shifting. Do you know what to do? If you're selling a home, you need to realize that market demand is changing, and it's changing now. More homes are coming on the market than homes that are actually selling, so the inventory is going up. What does rising inventory mean? Prices can soften. It's important you get on the train right now and understand what you need to do to sell a home. First of all, my guaranteed home sale program will create more demand for your home because I can buy someone else's home so that they can buy yours. If you're thinking about selling by owner, I can create more demand for your home than you can ever create on your own. I'm Wally Kerr, and I believe in aggressive marketing. My wife and I have done this for 36 years together, and we now have a team of 28 people. If you'd like to create more demand for your home so that your home will sell faster and for top dollar, give me a call today at 405-330-4000 at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. I'd love to meet with you and discuss a strategy and plan for getting your home sold. Call me at 330-4000. I look forward to talking to you myself.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful, from knowing which program fits your situation the best to identifying the best terms. Hi, I'm Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage. I work closely with you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to helping you choose the home loan that's right for you. My promise is to provide transparency, timely communication, personal service, and closings on time. Call me today at 405-253-2276. That's 405-253-2276.
NMLS 984758. Gateway Mortgage, a division of Gateway First Bank. NMLS 7233. Equal housing lender.
Best Protect Roofing and Construction has been serving the Oklahoma community since 2017 with trusted professionals and a proven track record. Best Protect Roofing and Construction has the local knowledge to ensure every roofing project is compliant and hassle-free. They offer free roof inspections to assess damage, provide accurate quotes, and recommend the best solution for your home. Call today, 405-473-9599. Best Protect Roofing and Construction.
If you or a family member will be selling or buying a home and would like to schedule an appointment with Wally, call 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with Wally Kerr.
Okay, Wally, let's kick things off. Our funny story of the week, and what do you have for us this week?
Well, it starts out not so funny, but it gets really funny at the end. So can you bear with me here for a minute? This comes from a realtor named Michael Lee. He says that he was showing homes to his dentist. His dentist wanted to buy a home. What Michael Lee says is he showed the dentist a home where the seller had just paid for a termite clearance report previous to putting the home on the market.
Okay.
So either paid for a treatment or just paid for a certificate, and maybe the termite inspector came out and said there were no repairs that needed to be done. So after they wrote a contract on the home and contracted for it, the dentist, said, do you think we should have a different company come in and maybe do a second inspection and not just trust that first inspection?
Okay.
So they thought that would be a really, really good idea. So Michael, the realtor, said he called the toughest but fairest termite inspector in the area. And so this new inspector came out and inspected and found $7,000 more in damage than what the original company had found. And that original company had to come back out and fix it for free because their report wasn't accurate. So none of that sounds really funny until Michael's closing line here. And he said, you know, when you're dealing with your dentist, you want to make sure the transaction doesn't get screwed up.
Well, I mean, you talk about a root canal. I mean, that sounds like a day in the park compared to that.
Sounds like a painful experience. So make sure you take good care of your dentist, proctologist. Let's just not even go there, okay? Right past our funny story this morning, but I thought that was a good one. Take good care of your dentist, right?
Wow. Hey, let's segue into our House Talk segment. Is the housing market overvalued? What buyers need to know? You guys are going to talk about this. This is interesting. Are homes overvalued in the current market, and is it a safe time to buy?
Well, it's a good question, Dave, because everyone locally and nationwide who's been buying homes have wondered about just, my gosh, can the prices continue to go up, and is there going to be a correction? Now, you can read plenty of news articles that will talk about maybe there's going to be a recession, and maybe housing will decrease in value. I want our listeners to remember that we're in a very moderate market here.
Okay.
We don't go through the swings, and I think Cindy will talk a little bit about that today. And coming from Southern California, right, Cindy?
That's right. I sold real estate in Southern California for 8 years, and we saw huge appreciation swings because people will pay a lot of money to live in that climate. There's some real high-end jobs there. But then we saw depreciation as well.
Wow.
And so huge swings. And I love the fact that our economy here and our housing market has always been much more stable. We've got some good employers. We've got Tinker. We've got universities, and they provide some stable employment. So we don't see those huge swings like you see in other parts of the country.
So let's answer your question, Dave. So according to realtor.com, several of these facts I thought were really, really interesting to share today. First of all, there were 10.1% fewer home sellers that listed their home in September compared with the same time last year. So fewer people selling.
Sure.
Now, you and I know one of the reasons, right? They're married to a lower interest rate, and so they probably don't want to move. Also, the total number of homes for sale that includes both new homes and new listings, but also older listings lingering on the market is also down by about 4.4%.
Okay.
So there's not too much housing on the market. Many home sellers are sitting on the sidelines because, you know, they're just reluctant to trade up from their current low interest rate to get today's record high rates. And then listing prices are holding strong here due to scarce inventory. So just what we talked about, not as many homes for sale, not as much to choose from. We're not in this market, like Cindy said, where there's these big wild swings. I don't know that you'd call Oklahoma a destination state. Probably a lot more Americans are saying, hey, I want to move to California one day or move to the beach,
Sure,
as opposed to saying, I'm going to move to Oklahoma.
Move down to even Arizona. It could be hot there, but even Florida. So it's not a surprise that fewer home sellers are selling now, but like I have several friends who have rates below 4%, which is about, of course, half of what the mortgage rates are now.
Right.
So that certainly doesn't hold much allure when considering a move, but you know, Cindy, Wally and I have talked about often before the fact that there's always buyers buying homes, right? I mean, home buying never stops. It's just more seasonal with sales. Is that correct?
You know, that's right, Dave. You're always going to have people, job relocations. You're going to have families changing, whether they have a new baby and need a fourth bedroom, whether they are downsizing because the kids, they're empty nesters. Maybe they're getting married and there's two families now that are moving in together.
Yes.
And now they want to have their own house. And they also want a place for all the kids to be able to come for the holidays.
Or you even have, and we see a lot of this, maybe just a single man has a home and then gets it hooked up with a partner and the other person owns a home.
Yes.
Perhaps there was a marriage involved before and they both want a fresh new start
Absolutely.
on life. And so they sell both homes, choose a home together, a new happy place. And we see a lot of that today. Unfortunately, there's a lot of families that don't stay together or couples that stay together. Family changes at home a lot of times requires a new home, regardless of what the market's doing.
That's exactly right. And then you also have financial needs. You know, some folks have great income potential and can move up, and some folks lose a job or because of the economy, things change and need to downsize.
Life happens. There's reasons why you need to do that. So for the families that want to move or need to move, maybe even this is their first home possibly, they may have current concerns that the housing market is overvalued right now. Should this be a concern? And I'll take both of your comments on this.
I see this as kind of a golden opportunity. I think I'm an optimist, but I also say, hey, if you buy now, there's not as much competition from other buyers. We went through a market where people were getting beat out on writing offer after offer. Now they're not having to do that, and they can always refinance when rates come down, and they will come down, and they can refinance, but they can get the house they want and lock it in now.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how many buyers are still out there looking, Dave. We had a really great week over the last 2 weeks. We actually sold 21 homes, which sounds like a big number. We took some really nice listings. Some of those listings were in really, really highly desired locations, nice prices, good neighborhoods they were in, or had desirable amenities. Despite higher interest rates, homes are selling. I believe that if you buy now, you're likely to see some substantial appreciation when the rates do turn down. You know, you can refinance, but if you buy now while there's less competition, you can watch your home appreciate into a really tidy nest egg. I saw an article for both of you just over the last couple of weeks that said over the last 3 to 4 years nationwide, the average homeowner has seen a 50% increase in value.
That's fantastic.
So you asked the question about whether homes were overvalued.
Should buyers beware or be confident?
I think probably a little of both. It's going to depend on the price point. So little research this week. There were about 2,100 homes that were placed under contract in the Oklahoma City MLS between September 5th and October 5th. Did this research about 10 days ago. So in that 30-day period, about 2,100 homes placed under contract. Out of all those, 1,740 of those were only on the market 35 days and under $400,000. Now, that probably sounds like that's selling pretty quickly, right?
Yes, it does.
Here we are in a market with rates approaching 8% on conventional loans, 7.5% to 8%. Yet a lot of these homes under $400,000 still selling in just over 30 days. I think the point being here is homes that are priced right and homes that are well prepared for the market are selling faster, even though the average days on the market is actually higher. Because some of those homes that are either not priced right or they're not in the right condition to sell, some of those are sitting longer. So if you put the right things in mind, and that is property preparation, pricing, look at your home realistically. What is it really? Have you done everything? Is the heat and air updated? Do you have good appliances? Has the hot water heater been updated? How does the exterior look? How about the roof shingles? What's the age of all those items? Boy, if all those things are done, man, you got a 9 or a 10 to go on the market. And that means a 9 or a 10 on price, right?
Sure,
You're looking at pricing it at the top.
Yes.
It's really all a matter of looking how a home is priced. Buyers need to understand that they should look at values, because your question is, are things overvalued? No, not if you pay a reasonable price.
Sure.
Look at comparable sales. There are fewer homes for sale. The activity is waning a little bit because of time of year.
Sure.
Still could be a really good time to buy, and you don't have to worry about things being overvalued if you need to buy today.
Is it kind of an anomaly that it's this time of the year? If you're a seller, there's less homes on the market. If you're a buyer, it's just not the natural time that a lot of people are buying homes. So it seems like it's really good for both right now.
You know, Dave, basic economics teaches us that when demand exceeds supply, prices go up. So supply is very low right now.
Yes.
We're seeing prices holding very stable inside our marketplace, expected to go up in the future. And I don't see, and I think this is the big one, I don't see an overabundance of home sellers entering the market anytime soon until rates begin to push downward into, say, the low 6s and even into the 5s. I mean, do you see any reason yourself for suddenly one day 3 weeks from now 20,000 people to get out of bed one day and say, hey, let's go sell our house today. No. It's real estate purchasing and selling is typically a process. It's not an event. And the process that people want to see happen right now is they know rates are high, even though inventory is very, very skinny. When the rates do fall, I think demand is going to pop, and I think that prices will rise, and it will be an even better time to sell, but it still is a good time if you have to sell today, because there's not as many homes for sale.
A lot of good information there, a good segment. You guys are here to help our listeners with the best possible advice when selling or buying. How could, if someone wants to easily get in touch with you guys and have more questions about this?
Text us at 405-330-3000, or they can call us at the 330-3000.
Stick around. We're going to talk tech trends in homes with Cindy Kerr coming up next.
To schedule an appointment with Wally Kerr to help you or a family member buy or sell a home, call or text at 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Wally will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show right here on KOKC.
Best Protect Roofing and Construction has been serving the Oklahoma community since 2017 with trusted professionals and a proven track record. Best Protect Roofing and Construction has the local knowledge to ensure every roofing project is compliant and hassle-free. They offer free roof inspections to assess damage, provide accurate quotes, and recommend the best solution for your home. Call today, 405-473-9599. Best Protect Roofing and Construction.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful. From knowing which program fits your situation the best to identifying the best terms. Hi, I'm Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage. I work closely with you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to helping you choose the home loan that's right for you. My promise is to provide transparency, timely communication, personal service, and closings on time. Call me today at 405-253-2276. That's 405-253-2276.
NMLS 984758. Gateway Mortgage, a division of Gateway First Bank. NMLS 7233, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Wally Kerr, and if you didn't know, there are 6 big reasons why homeowners like you choose to list their home for sale with us. First is our offer to sell your home at a price agreeable to you, or we'll buy it ourselves. How can we do this? It's reason number 2. We have hundreds of pre-vetted home buyers waiting for their dream home to come available. That home may be yours. I'll show you our list of buyers when we meet. Our partnership with Zillow is reason number 3. Zillow chose our team to help dozens of ready home buyers each and every month. Reasons 4 and 5, MLS data shows that our listings have sold faster and for more money on average for 4 years in a row. But don't take my word for it. We have hundreds of online reviews at both Google and Zillow. See what our customers say about us. I'm a 35-year broker with over 4,000 home closings. My team and I are ready to work for you. Call me at 405-330-3000 at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, or simply visit wallyhasthebuyers.com. I look forward to talking to you myself. Call me at 330-3000. 330-3000.
If you or a family member will be selling or buying a home and would like to schedule an appointment with Wally, call 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with Wally Kerr.
You know, Wally, once again, it's great to have Cindy with us, and she's going to be joining us most weeks here now. And tech trends in homes, and well, not really just tech trends, but also changing styles, designs in homes that we're previously accustomed to, but things are changing. And Cindy is the design wizard. So what's on your list today?
You know, Dave, I brought 2 things today. I want to talk about primary closets and laundry rooms, and then I want to talk about some tech items for our best friends, our pets.
Oh, okay.
We are pet lovers.
We are animal lovers, so she's got some ideas there too.
Yeah, I want to talk about primary closets. We've talked about the fact that we built our house 5 years ago. We have a main laundry room, but we also built a smaller laundry room off our primary closet.
Okay.
So it's so convenient. Our laundry hamper is right there. We can throw things right in the washer and dryer, hang them right in our closet adjacent to that laundry room. So it's just awesome. We also put a coffee bar. So we have a little mini fridge there, and it's so great.
Awesome.
We can have our coffee in the morning, have our creamer there. It's really great. We don't have this, but I've seen, because I look at a lot of houses, clothes drying racks that are right next to the dryer. So when somebody takes something out of the dryer or out of the washer, they can pull out that clothes drying rack for real fragile and delicate sweaters.
Yes. Okay.
Or those items that don't dry anyway, right? You ever
Right.
noticed how you dry a load, but you pull out and there's 2 items that are still wet?
Always.
You throw it
a
into...
sweatshirt and a pair of jeans and all the T-shirts and
It's always my
socks are dry.
undergarments.
Well,
So,
I wasn't going to say it.
Well,
but-
that's the nice way of saying it's
Yes.
undergarments. But
Yes.
you pull out and you just think, I don't really want to just throw that in the drawer wet. It's probably not going to be well ventilated.
no.
So you've seen some really neat drying racks, haven't you?
I sure have. One thing we did in our closet, we put a 3-way mirror in, just like
Oh,
you
okay.
see at a department store. So when you get ready in the morning, you can see the back of your clothes, the back of your hair, and make sure you look good all the way around. So that's been awesome. And then the other thing we did is in our primary bathroom, we put heated floors.
Oh, yes. I've heard of that.
And that is so nice on tile. You walk in and it's just about 75 degrees. But boy, in the middle of winter, you walk into that floor barefoot and it just feels awesome.
Well, and one thing that Cindy didn't mention was there in our closet in that coffee bar area, right below that, we put a beverage cooler in,
Okay.
a little refrigerator.
Yes.
To keep our sugar-free coffee mate in, the French vanilla that we drink.
Yes.
It's really cool. We walk over to the bathroom faucet, you fill the coffee pot, make the coffee, reach down in the beverage cooler, get out the coffee mate.
And the donuts and the crumb cakes.
there you go.
There's where the donuts went this
That's
week,
right.
Dave.
That's
with
right.
your sugar-free creamer.
So, there's just a lot of things that have changed about the design in master bathrooms and master closets today.
This piqued my interest. You mentioned tech trends and design items for pets.
The first thing on my list is a Wi-Fi pet camera with a treat dispenser.
Oh, that sounds
And
awesome.
your pet can push that camera around and play with it, and you get to see your pet when you're at work with nothing to do. Ha,
Sure.
ha, ha. We actually have a automated pet feeder that dispenses cat food, and it also has a recording of our voice. So the cats get that nice soothing call of our voice talking to them as they're eating their cat food.
I like those treat dispensers. I think those are really cool. You're on vacation, you're gone a couple of days. Those of us who have pets,
Yes.
when we have kids, we have grandkids. So the only ones home with us now are our pets. So they're kind of our kids at home, right?
Oh, yes.
And when you're gone 3 or 4 days, it's pretty cool to look at the feeder, see them sitting there because they know when it's going to go off.
Yes.
They got little wristwatches on,
Oh,
you know.
my goodness.
But you can hit a button and talk to them and give them a treat. And so that's kind of cool. And then Cindy mentioned there's also a toy that you can buy. It's a camera that a pet can actually kick around and have fun with.
Okay.
But it's got a built-in camera. 118-degree, it's called a home security pet camera robot. It's what you wrote down here, Cindy.
Yes.
And we found that together on the internet. So it's an electronic toy, but it tilts and pans so that you can see not only your pet, but also see inside
That's
the
right.
property.
Oh, wow.
That's kind of a techie gadget.
And then I put on self-cleaning litter boxes. You know, when you go to sell your house, you want to make sure your house smells wonderful.
Yes.
And so having a really tidy cat litter box is important for your cat's health and just for your house. Utility room dog showers. We sold a house once years ago, and they were pet lovers like us, and they had built a complete room just for their dog with a stall shower with lower walls and a wand that they could wash their dog
That's very
in.
cool.
It's kind of hard to get a pretty good-sized dog into a bathtub.
Yes.
And the last thing I think you really want is shaking in the
Shaking all
bathtub
over,
and
yeah.
throwing
Yes,
water all over the
yes.
bathroom. So these are pretty cool. So it's just like a dog bath
Well,
or a
think
dog
about
shower.
when you've been outside gardening. This has many uses.
That's right.
If you want to put this in and you're thinking, well, are we really going to use it for our dogs? And our dogs are getting up in years. It's like a mud room. You're going to come in and clean yourself off. It has so many uses.
And your rubber boots, you could
Yes,
hose off your boots and
yes.
keep your boots in there.
but
So
it makes
we've
it so much easier to clean your pets in there, like you said.
absolutely.
Wally, we mentioned at the top of the show, one of our topics, getting a cash offer is easier than before. And people have probably heard some ads. And I know from experience that you guys are better than most. I'll go ahead and say it for you guys.
Thanks, Dave.
And I hear that investors are buying again with the belief and knowledge that home values will jump when rates begin to fall and the market demand really picks up. Driving home values even higher is what that's going to do. Of course, it seems that most investors are looking for deals and they're buying all across the U.S., right? Not just Oklahoma?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, the investors are looking for the good deals, whether they're here, whether they're in Wichita, Indianapolis, which was a really affordable market a few years back. I don't know about now, but yeah, they're looking all over. Dave, I think it's really important for anyone who just wants to sell their home and be done with it. Cindy and I sometimes in the past have referred to it as, hey, out with the old and in with the new.
Yes.
I'm kind of done with this home over here, and all my excitement is either focused to I'm moving out of state, I'm going to get an apartment and get away from this home ownership, I'm going to reduce my financial obligations, and I just want to put some money in pocket. Every time I hear an investor commercial that just says, I'll buy your home, you'll make no repairs, I'll pay the closing costs, I'll close fast, the first thing I think is, so do you want just one offer for your home, or do you want 5 offers, or 8 offers, or 12 offers? Because you're going to have a much better idea about how much your home is truly worth when you expose it to the market. And really, here's the key, exposing it to someone who's going to love it. For an investor, they're buying it to make money on. It's not because they've fallen in love with the home. You know, I've said it before, we can create more demand for a home than you can ever create on your own. And here's our goal for our customers. Now, there's really 2 things to talk about today. Yes, we are investors, and yes, we provide cash offers, but we also would prefer that our customers have the chance up front to get more for their home.
And we're uniquely positioned because we are a traditional real estate company as well as an investor. So we can provide options for a seller. We can allow them to expose their house on the market through the multi-list, through all the marketing that we do, but also have that backup knowing that we've provided a cash offer that they have in their pocket if they want to take.
There's so many options where it makes it so much easier as a home seller.
Here's where we get our biggest kudos, and this is all about customer service, and really why Cindy and I are still in the business after all these years is serving customers who walk away happy and refer other people to us. And so let's go back to a quick example. We talked about investors a minute ago.
Yes.
Years ago, Cindy and I bought Apple stock. Hey, we were new investors in the marketplace.
Yes.
Investment planner sat down with us and we said, what do we buy? We're neophytes at this. Make good decisions for us. And he said, you heard of Apple? And we're like, well, yeah.
Yes.
And he said, I think you should buy some Apple. We're like, okay, how much should we buy? Well, I'd like you to buy 200 shares. Okay. And I think it was $50 a share at that time. So it sounds like about $10,000.
Yes.
So through stock splits and Apple growing,
yes,
we went from owning 200 shares to 4,200 shares of Apple.
Yes.
Okay, which was a great, great investment, kind of solidified everything in our portfolio. But what we did was we bought something we thought would go up in value. Why are the investors buying today?
Because they think it's going to go up in value.
They think it's going to go up in value.
That ought to tip you off.
Now the investor wants to buy it at a discount. So not only are you giving away the discount to sell it to the investor today, they already plan to make money on it in years moving forward. We know a lot of sellers just want a cash offer, and we make offers like that. And again, our goal is for it to be a win-win. You know, we want to be fair with our cash offers, and we also offer this opportunity. You tell us, put it on the market for a week or 2 weeks or a month, whatever you want, and if it doesn't sell for more, we'll still buy it at the price we agreed to up front. And I think, Dave, that that's the best solution for any home seller are options.
And I love options. I really like to investigate and explore what are my choices there. And, you know, is it A or B opposed to having just to pick one? Personally, I think most people like to do that.
It's always going to benefit you. You might find out that A is the highest one, or A could be the lowest one, or it could be mid-range. So that's what we want to help customers do,
yes,
is look at all options for getting the most for, typically for most people, their most valuable asset.
And Dave, we can actually put a home on the market with pictures only and never actually even show it to someone. You know, sometimes investors say, oh, we'll just buy it, no repairs, cash. But in actuality, they do inspections on the home. And 9 times out of 10, they come back and say, hey, we didn't know about this and that. We're going to need this kind of a deduction in price. And then you're already down the road into that process. So
in many cases, those investors just want that house off the market. Mm-hmm. They go in, drop an offer that looks pretty good. This has happened to a couple of our agents. Had this happen to Scott Bacon.
Yes.
He got an offer in from a national investor. Offer came in pretty good, and the seller said, yeah, I'm in for that. They go in, they find out they want the hot water heater replaced. A couple other things, but they wanted another $15,000 off of the price. And keep in mind, Dave, Cindy, that home was off the market. Nobody's looking at it. It shows online to be pending or under contract. All the people that were also interested have moved on.
Sure.
Some of them have already bought something else. You go through a 10 to 14 day inspection period. The investor comes back and says, I'm going to need a discount on this price. And you're suddenly looking and saying, wow, what looked really good up front doesn't look so great now.
Your investors as well, and your realtors. Again, options, the best of both worlds. If someone does want, they want to be just a quick sale, they're moving out of state, and they just want an investor to buy it, that's fine, but really look into it. And then with you guys, they can do that, but you can say, hey, we can do this for you, but I think if you can just let us do this for a week or two, we can get more money for you.
Absolutely.
And so they like all those options. So people do want options, might be interested in the investor angle, but want more information on how maybe selling it. What should they do?
Call or text to 330-3000. And I want to point out, because you said that, Dave, I have looked at quite a few homes over the last few years and just recommended that the home seller take an offer from the investor. Maybe they've just got too much that needs to be done to the property.
Sure.
The more that needs to be done, maybe it is easier to take a lower offer from an investor. What I'd like to do at least is talk to you about your home, maybe pull up pictures on Google or on Zillow, take a look, give you a ballpark range of what I think it's worth. If I go in and tell you I think your home is worth $210 and you've got an offer from an investor for $165, you're probably leaving a whole lot of money on the table.
Yes.
Maybe the offer is $185. So when you look at putting it on the market, paying brokerage fees, the question is, can you find an as-is buyer that will take it still for a higher price and put more money in your pocket? And the answer in most cases is yes, because there are so few homes on the market. Don't leave money on the table. Give us a call, shoot us a text at 330-3000, because you do have choices for getting top dollar.
And you can also tap into our knowledge. You know, we know the market, and that is something that you can't just get from an algorithm or a computer program. You can call Wally and he can look at those pictures, and he's going to be transparent with you. He wants you to get as much as you can, and he's going to share that knowledge.
We're here
with
to help.
you.
Integrity and sincerity is incredibly important to you and me, and that's how we've built our career in real estate. Just because you call, or you have a friend call, or you have a family member call, doesn't mean at all that you have to do business with us. This is not an advertorial. This is get more money for your home and consider your options.
Yes, and I'll just add to this. If you're selling to an investor, they might just come in and say, here's the price. Take it or leave it. Do you like it? You may think that's your only option, but with you guys, you're going to say, hey, here's the price, and here's why, and here's how everything is selling in your neighborhood, the city. So you have the data and the facts and everything to back it up. And that's why, most cases, you're going to offer more money than the normal investors. So I love that you guys have those options. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with part 3 of Wally's Weekly Wisdom, things you shouldn't say to a buyer when selling your home, coming up next.
To schedule an appointment with Wally Kerr to help you or a family member buy or sell a home, call or text at 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Wally will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show right here on KOKC.
Best Protect Roofing and Construction has been serving the Oklahoma community since 2017 with trusted professionals and a proven track record. Best Protect Roofing and Construction has the local knowledge to ensure every roofing project is compliant and hassle-free. They offer free roof inspections to assess damage, provide accurate quotes, and recommend the best solution for your home. Call today, 405-473-9599. Best Protect Roofing and Construction.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful, from knowing which program fits your situation the best to identifying the best terms. Hi, I'm Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage. I work closely with you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to helping you choose the home loan that's right for you. My promise is to provide transparency, timely communication, personal service, and closings on time. Call me today at 405-253-2276. That's 405-253-2276.
NMLS 984758, Gateway Mortgage, a division of Gateway First Bank. NMLS 7233, Equal Housing Lender.
Looking for your dream home? They're hard to find right now, aren't they? The best homes are being gobbled up quickly by home buyers like you who are finding the best homes at the best prices before you can get to them. Feeling frustrated? Stop the insanity and get on board with a real estate team that will do the work for you. We've got access to off-market homes that other agents don't know about and other buyers can't find. Why? My Guaranteed Home Sale program brings me home sellers every week who would like me to buy their home right now. We call it shadow inventory. Many of these sellers are ready to sell, but just aren't ready to put their home on the market. And some of them want the process to be quick and easy without having to get their home ready and endure a string of showings. Make sense? If you'd like to access these homes and other off-market properties, call me today. Tell me you heard the show when you call. Let's find your perfect home together. I'm Wally Kerr at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, 330-3000. Call me today at 330-3000.
If you or a family member will be selling or buying a home and would like to schedule an appointment with Wally, call 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with Wally Kerr.
Well, Wally, we've been doing this little segment, Wally's Weekly Wisdom, for a little bit now, and I would say...
I might run out of wisdom at some point,
no,
Dave.
Well, that's why Cindy's here.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. And I love this topic, things not to say when selling your home.
Yeah, that's right. Because there are definitely some chances you're going to run into the buyer. You may be home.
Yes.
They may show up a little bit early.
Yes.
You know, some real talkative realtors. You know, maybe you're coming out, you get in the car, you're headed out the door, and a buyer says, wow, what a great home. Why are you selling your property? So this is week 3, and if you haven't caught, again, on week 1 and week 2, we mentioned a couple of things you shouldn't say if you're selling your home. You can go back again and catch all of our episodes at wallytalkshouses.com. Made those really easy to download so that you can find those. They're also available, Dave, on all the major podcasts. And so what I like about my marketing staff is they're going in and outlining every topic from every show to help our listeners kind of weed through, find what they want to go on.
I love that.
Download that show, and then they'll know the order. These are all 1-hour shows, so if you saw a topic that looks like it's 3/4 of the way through the agenda, you start listening to the show late in the recording.
Well,
so
our listeners are going to love this segment because, and I feel like this is directed at me because I just need to get away. Because I'm going to start talking. And my wife's going to start elbowing me, which she's done before.
This one's going to be a surprise to some of our listeners.
Okay.
So I have actually had buyers that were smart enough to go inside a master closet before and look to see if there were 2 sets of clothes. Clothes for 2 different people. So I have certainly gone in homes over the years where either it was all women's clothing in the closet or men's clothing, and it's very easy for people to look up online and see if there's 1 name or 2 names that own it. People can be a little sneaky about trying to determine if maybe it's a divorce or a separation.
Okay.
That's something you never really want a buyer to know because you figure the buyer probably thinks you're really motivated to sell the home, right? So that's a big one. Also, you don't want to say to a buyer, hey, we've already bought our next home, so we really need to sell this one.
No.
Now, that sounds like you're pretty motivated, right?
Yes.
So it sounds like you might have purchased your next home, makes the buyer think that there's just a sense of urgency, and then you need to sell quick, which could be a valid assumption, considering that a lot of people can't afford to carry 2 mortgages at the same time.
Yes.
Number 2 is, I would never, and I'm not sure how many people would say this, but I want to mention it, is we want a quieter neighborhood. If your neighbors are partying all night, who knows?
Yes.
You may find a buyer that wants to go party with them all night. But more importantly, you want to steer clear of saying anything that could paint the neighborhood in a negative light.
traffic noise, train that runs through, all these things.
Now we're getting some of Cindy's. We're going to change the segment to Wally and Cindy's
you
Weekly
said
Wisdom.
Party, and she rolled her eyes. We know she's from Southern California, so she probably
well, she's kind of crazy just from that anyway.
She probably lived like right next to a band or something that made it big, and they're practicing all hours of the night and stuff.
She was flirting with those Hollywood stars every night of the week.
Absolutely.
No, things like you'd never want to say, there's airplane traffic overhead, and we're tired of the airplanes.
Yes.
We're tired of mowing the yard because there's a slope. And that's hard for my husband to do because he's now in his 70s, and that slope, I don't want him to fall.
The driveway sloped, and in ice storms, it's a problem.
The drainage is not really good around my property. Just be careful about what you're saying that's motivating you to sell. If you say the utilities are too high, it's too much to maintain. I think we talked about that last week. Think about what you're saying, and we'll go to part 4 next week of what not to say to a buyer when selling your home.
Okay, so let's talk open houses, new listings. Always love this. And of course, we're going to talk about homes that are in nice, quiet neighborhoods and not near airports and railroad
tracks.
There
you go. Good job there, Dave. Good job.
Let's hear it.
Well, come meet us again this weekend. We've got 4 open houses, Dave, to talk about that are in Choctaw, in Norman, 2 in Edmond, and then some new listings we want you to know about. 1 in Yukon, 1 in Newcastle, 1 in Midwest City, and then a Norman duplex. Dave, our team truly works about a 40 to 50 mile radius around downtown Oklahoma City, and that's where we're active. So got a great property this weekend open with Kelly Duran on my team in Choctaw. It's 12,200 Southeast 44th Street. It's in Choctaw. It is on 5.7 acres. It's a modern showplace, only built about 3 years ago. Beautiful lot, pond out front. Just reduced really to a sacrifice price of $699,500.
Okay.
It's nearly 3,700 feet. It's got this enormous, huge covered patio that overlooks beautiful nature setting, very private.
Wow.
You'll want to see this one this weekend. By the way, Kelly had an open house last weekend, Dave, over in Choctaw, and that home had over 50 people at the open house. When Kelly arrived to do that 2 to 4 p.m. open house, she was there 10 before 2, and there were people standing on the front porch of that property.
Wow.
Listed for $450,000, sold way above that price. Can't tell you a price yet. Kelly's out there again. We told her to go knock it dead this weekend.
If I'm a seller, I love hearing that.
You love Kelly. That's 2 to 4 p.m., 12,200 Southeast 44th. And Dave, that's just barely north of I-40.
Okay.
About a mile and a quarter off, but a beautiful setting. Got another open house in one of Norman's kind of family-style neighborhoods.
Okay.
It's great for singles, great for couples, great for families. Castle Rock is like buying a lifestyle. Community lake, community pool, got an outdoor basketball court, and it's got couple of neighborhood parks also. This home is around 2,100 square feet. It's been reduced to $349,900 in price. It is a 4-bedroom property, only about a half a mile off of I-35 in the northwest part of Norman.
And that's on 3805 Bridgeport.
That's right. And it's open from 2 to 4. And Trinity Kitchen on our team. Knocking It Dead, one of our newer realtors in the business, very well maintained. Lots of energy, lots of enthusiasm. She's a great lady, and you'd love to meet her. Patrick Moore will be at 15713 Cambria Court this Sunday. This home has been reduced to $619,500, and it's about 3,500 square feet. It is a 4-bedroom knockout built in 2015, gated community. Yard maintenance is taken care of, front and backyard, provided by the HOA.
Nice.
It's got a pool. It's got a clubhouse. It's absolutely gorgeous with 2 downstairs bedrooms and 2 bedrooms upstairs.
Okay.
That's at 15713 Cambria Court. That's in Esperanza off of May Avenue. And Patrick Moore will be there from 2 to 4 on Sunday. Our last open house is also in Edmond, 2313 Northwest 156th. That's in the Robin Ridge edition, very near Penn and 150th.
Oh, okay, yes.
And I really like this home. This has also had a reduction down to $319,900 in price. Community pool, walking trails, fishing ponds, and a rec center. This home is about 2,100 square feet and only about 10 years old. That is a really, really good home in a great neighborhood.
Right down the street from all the action in Memorial Road, and Edmond is a stone's throw away. That's a great location.
I love Penn and May Avenue right there around Kilpatrick and Memorial. Just a great, great area. So all 4 of those homes are open Sunday from 2 to 4. Now, I've got 4 new listings to tell you about. A small, affordable home at 900 Periwinkle in Yukon. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car. This is around 1,300 square feet and priced at $210,000. And that's a hot price point in Yukon. So be sure and check that one out. Also a new listing at 1009 Northwest 5th Street in Newcastle. And that is a large 5-bedroom home with gigantic bedrooms, right, Cindy? Mm-hmm. We were blown away when we looked at this property and how big all of the bedrooms are. This is in a beautiful neighborhood, very near schools, and this is also near a really large park there in Newcastle.
And that's down towards like the Blanchard area, southwest of Norman, right?
Yeah, this would be just right off of I-44.
Oh,
It's right down around Newcastle, around downtown Newcastle. This home is 2,700 square feet, only 4 years old, and priced at $315,000 with 2 living areas. That's a great, great home. Also, 2608 and 2610 Belknap, I mentioned very quickly last week. It's now on the market. Dave, it's a Norman duplex, only about 3 miles from OU.
Okay.
Rented on each side. It's 100% occupied, about a 2,700 square foot duplex. It's $320,000 and provides a really good opportunity for someone to buy a duplex instead of a single family home.
Yes.
And have a great investment to add to their portfolio or to perhaps start their investment portfolio. So 2608 and 2610 Belknap. Got one last entry in real late at 212 Stone Creek Drive. This would be great for someone military or not. It's pretty close to base at Reno and Westminster. It's just under 2,000 feet. It's got a nice wood deck. It's got a storm shelter, and this home is $240,000, which makes it very affordable, even with current interest rates. So we've got stuff all over the metro if you're interested in these homes, or perhaps any home inside the metro. Maybe you've seen something online that you'd like to go take a look at. You'd like to have a good consultant and someone to represent your best interests. Cindy and I would love to hear from you. Buzz us at 330-3000. We can get you information on any home you see for sale in the market.
Fantastic. We'll be right back to wrap things up and why buyers have a surprising edge in the current market next.
To schedule an appointment with Wally Kerr to help you or a family member buy or sell a home, call or text at 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Wally will be right back with more of the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show right here on KOKC.
The market is shifting. Do you know what to do? If you're selling a home, you need to realize that market demand is changing, and it's changing now. More homes are coming on the market than homes that are actually selling, so the inventory is going up. What does rising inventory mean? Prices can soften. It's important you get on the train right now and understand what you need to do to sell a home. First of all, my Guaranteed Home Sale program will create more demand for your home because I can buy someone else's home so that they can buy yours. If you're thinking about selling by owner, I can create more demand for your home than you can ever create on your own. I'm Wally Kerr, and I believe in aggressive marketing. My wife and I have done this for 36 years together, and we now have a team of 28 people. If you'd like to create more demand for your home so that your home will sell faster and for top dollar, give me a call today at 405-330-4000 at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. I'd love to meet with you and discuss a strategy and plan for getting your home sold. Call me at 330-4000. I look forward to talking to you myself.
Finding the right mortgage can be stressful, from knowing which program fits your situation the best to identifying the best terms. Hi, I'm Chris Doak with Gateway Mortgage. I work closely with you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to helping you choose the home loan that's right for you. My promise is to provide transparency, timely communication, personal service, and closings on time. Call me today at 405-253-2276. That's 405-253-2276.
NMLS 984758. Gateway Mortgage, a division of Gateway First Bank. NMLS 7233. Equal housing lender.
Best Protect Roofing and Construction has been serving the Oklahoma community since 2017 with trusted professionals and a proven track record. Best Protect Roofing and Construction has the local knowledge to ensure every roofing project is compliant and hassle-free. They offer free roof inspections to assess damage, provide accurate quotes, and recommend the best solution for your home. Call today, 405-473-9599. Best Protect Roofing and Construction.
If you or a family member will be selling or buying a home and would like to schedule an appointment with Wally, call 405-330-3000 or go to wallysguarantee.com. Now back to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with Wally Kerr.
Well, as we wrap things up, one more quick topic: why buyers have a surprising edge in the current market, which we've given a lot of reasons for that. And I saw an article this week. There are two groups of buyers taking advantage in the current housing market. Buyers moving here from more expensive markets. You have people from New York, LA, a lot of people from California, the West Coast, with many of them paying cash.
Right. They don't care about interest rates. That doesn't bother them at all.
And then number two, buyers taking advantage of less competition.
Yeah, that's right, Dave. I saw the same article this week. You know, according to realtor.com, national home sales data shows that 17.2% of listings reduced their asking price from last month. You may have noticed that on our open houses today, all four of these that are open this weekend have had some price reductions in their price.
Yes.
So it pairs up with what you're seeing here. About 1 in 5 homes on the market reduced their asking price, and that just suggests there's not as much of a mismatch between what buyers want and what sellers want than what people have come to expect here over the last couple of years. It's been such a strong seller's market that buyers were going in and offering listed price or above. But today, you see sellers moving the price down somewhat.
Yes.
Buyers looking and saying, I like that. That makes me more interested in the property. So I think home sellers are finally realizing that they've got to adjust their expectations. And if they can meet home buyers somewhere in the middle, it's just a win-win for both parties.
Could this mean help for home buyers in a way that maybe a lower sales price, seller paid closing cost, even help with the buy down, which we talked about last week? Hey, make sure you go listen to the podcast and the last couple of shows, especially last week. And it's real easy at Wally's website. Wally, the website again.
WallyTalksHouses.com, and available at most podcasts, so you can just pull it out. But you're right, Dave. The last couple of weeks we talked about, especially these buy downs, which are a big, big deal today.
Yes.
If you need to buy a home, if you want to buy a home and you realize there's less competition, and that, say, 1 in 5, 1 in 6 sellers have done a price reduction, this is a really great time to beat down those higher interest rates of the buy down, like what you're talking about here.
You know, that's right, because we're going fall to winter. It seasonally is just a slower time. And we've seen buyers who just had to write offer after offer and got beat out. But now they've really educated themselves on the market, and they can go in and get the house they want. There's so much less competition. And sellers, like Wally said, are having to do some price reductions. So it might be a time that they can go in and actually get something bought.
Yeah, I agree. This shift in the market, a little bit less demand, a few more homes on the market, quite a few more, and then higher interest rates. I think there is definitely an opportunity for home buyers. And Dave, it's likely that home sales are going to slow as we head closer to the end of the year. And again, that's normal. You know, if you're a home buyer, I'd say you can go to Zillow and see how long a house has been on the market. It keeps track, whether it's changed from one realtor or not. Maybe it comes off the market and comes back on the market. Zillow keeps track of that if it's continuously on the market during a specific period. So if you're a home buyer, watch the number of days on the market for any home. You know, the longer anything sits, again, the less it's worth. It's just harder to get full price for anything that sits and sits. So watch closely. There are some deals out there, and I think there are more to come, you know, in the coming months. Good time for buyers.
Yeah, especially you talk about how hot some of those homes are going in the 200 range. Now, that's good for the sellers, but I would think for a buyer as well, those are going to be some homes that you're going to get into at a really good price, whether it is at 230 or you're paying a little bit of a premium at 240. Interest rates are going to come back down. You can refinance. And if you're thinking interest rates are a little high and have the wherewithal to get a $550,000 home, but I'm just not wanting to pull the trigger, boy, the buy down option really helps you, because we mentioned, let's just say it's 7.5, it's going to be 6.5, 5.5, and then 4.5.
If you do a 3-2-1 buy down, it would start it at 4.5.
Yes.
And if you do a 2-1 buy down, it would start at 5.5. Gives you the opportunity to wait to refinance until the rates come down. But in the meantime, start your mortgage payment at, say, 4.5%, 5%, or 5.5%. There's some great opportunities out there right now, especially, again, if you're one of these people like Cindy mentioned earlier, that something's changed in your life, a circumstance has changed, and you really do need to sell or buy today. And there are some good options available.
And the thing I like about the buy downs is it's not an adjustable rate loan where you don't know what your payment is going to be.
Oh, yeah.
This is absolutely set. So it's fully transparent. You know what your payment's going to be.
And especially when the rates come down, you're not going to sit there and go, well, I should have waited. I'm going to be locked in at 7.5. No, you're just going to refinance. And you've been paying a cheaper monthly payment already at the 4.5% or even 5.5%. And now, Merry Christmas. They're down to 6 3/4.
Like you said,
You
Dave,
there you go.
There are definitely, whether it is seller paid closing costs, maybe you're a cash buyer and you just want to get something off the price or the buy down. Again, good opportunities, and this is why buyers do have a surprising edge in the current market.
I know that there's a lot of open houses today, a lot of great homes to go check out. They can also text or call you 330-3000 with your questions.
We're always here for questions and enjoyed being here with you today, Dave.
You guys have a great weekend.
You too.
You've been listening to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed radio show with Wally Kerr. Heard every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. and replayed on Sundays at noon here on 1520 a.m. and 95.3 FM KOKC. Wally's name is his promise. Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. To speak with Wally directly about selling your home or buying, call or text him to schedule an appointment at 405-330-3000. 405-330-3000. Or go to wallysguarantee.com. That's wallysguarantee.com.